A little look at the platy tank. Started a little over 9 months ago. This is it's the first tank that I did completely with unsifted soil. Platies I've had for a few years. These were fish my wife wanted. Got a couple of oddballs at PetSmart one day. And they bred, and I've sorted them, and they've bred, and I've sorted them. And now we have this crazy mixture. They're pretty cool looking, amusing. So I've been working a lot, haven't had a lot of time to keep up on all my tanks. Part of why I like doing these dirty tanks. They're a lot more stable. They do a lot better job at keeping everything clean. So when I get busy at work and don't have a lot of time to keep up with my tanks, I can let them go a little bit and know that they're still fine. This one I dove into the other day. It was getting pretty hard to see anything in the tank. Everything was really overgrown. I removed basically everything I could. Got a lot of wood and lava rock in there. It's just covered in Java fern. It's basically that whole mass in the middle of the tank that's all Java fern. Broadleaf and narrow leaf. It's attached to a fairly large chunk of wood. There's a clown placo in there. Lives underneath there. Had a lot of Asian marshweed and waterweed in the tank, and it was all floating. So I'm guessing between the platies and the placo, they had chewed through all the stalks. So I took everything out, one big mass, cleaned up all the marshweed. What was still usable, I've put back in. Some of it's already started to grow. Cleaned up the Java fern. Didn't bother touching the dwarf sedge at all. Trimmed a little bit of the crypts, not much though. Thinned all the floating plants out. Anybody that's seen pictures of this tank, you probably wouldn't even recognize it because usually all you can see is the entire surface is just a mass of duckweed. Had a filter running in this tank almost since I set it up. When I started it, it was unfiltered. Probably about a month afterwards, I did put a filter in. There's just a very small piece of sponge in this filter for biological material. Just enough to help the plants out. With this many platies, it's hard to keep it good. I have had to thin them out a couple of times. I gotta work with takes all my extra fish. So there's a little platy tank, all cleaned up, straightened away for a little while. They are pretty excitable little fish, and now I'm gonna get them even more excited because it's breakfast time. So here's some frozen brine shrimp for them. That'll keep them busy for a little while. We got some other tanks to get onto this morning. Should be pretty much all caught up by the end of today. I just wanted to do a little update on this one. show how the platies are doing. I do have ghost shrimp in this tank. They've been here ever since I set it up, and they have been breeding, which I've tried many times to breed ghost shrimp, and usually they don't last for us. But this time we've gotten lucky. So there's this one, and as the day goes on, I'm going to see what I can do about getting a couple more little update videos. I have some new tanks that, not really new tanks, but tanks that I've redone. So, new year, I'll have some new things to show over the next couple of months. So that's it for this one for now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I can get something else up later on today.